Good morning, everyone. I am at a location called Kiker's Bottoms Reservoir here in Tennessee, and it's come to my attention that I have been, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Struggling with inspiration, maybe motivation. Part of it has to do with a new work schedule. The other part has to do with the season. It's still cold. It's still winter season. We're at the just about the middle of March, and it's still cold. And so that being said, everything's not, spring hasn't hit yet. The weather isn't warm enough for all the trees to start blooming and the change of season into spring. And so it just leaves things to be, I don't know, motivating or inspiring for me to get out. So I haven't really done much in the past few weeks. But one thing that I did start thinking about was something that I said at a presentation for a photography group that I belong to. And that is, why do I do what I do? And I got to thinking, a lot of the images that I had seen when I was back in high school were on the walls of a lot of buildings. And as I got out of high school and started going about my way in life, I'd still see similar images. Well, come to find out, a lot of these images were taken by Ansel Adams, a very well-known photographer, landscape photographer from California. And I wound up flipping through some of his books that I have, and that created some interest again, and I guess curiosity. I've always kind of felt that black and white images seem to tell more stories than color images. I'm not sure why. I can't really put a finger on that. Try not to fall in the mud here. So, but anyway, so I had decided to go out this morning and do something a lot different than what I normally do. So, for example, normally I use a tripod. I'm not using a tripod now. Normally I shoot color. I'm not shooting a color, I'm shooting in black and white, monochrome. And I've lightened my backpack quite considerably. So now I'm just carrying my camera and my little GoPro video thing that I'm making right now, and one lens, which is a Tamron lens. I think it's 17 to 35 millimeter. So just a wide angle lens, and just gonna have some fun. I think it's gonna force me to think outside the box a little bit and really start thinking of a different approach with black and white images in mind as opposed to color images. So anyway, I'm gonna head on over to another location and have some fun this morning, and as the sun's coming up, so I don't know, I think it's about 7:30 in the morning or so, and so I guess I'm gonna head on out, and we'll go from there, and I will see you in just a few moments. Well, I hope you can hear me. I'm at a location. Sorry. Nose is itching. I'm at a location, I don't know, about 15-20 minutes down the road from the other location, Kiker Bottoms Reservoir. So I'm here now, what's been called as the tail of the dragon. What that is, it's a really windy road that leads you to North Carolina. It's got 318 turns, a lot of switchbacks, and it goes up the mountain and down the mountain. I've done that maybe 2 or 3 times. It's one of those things, you do it once, and you know, that's it. You're good to go for the rest of your life. But anyway, so I'm at I don't know, this is a location that I just saw a stream off the main road. And it looks really, really cool. Here, let me show you. And so I'm going to take a few images, obviously in black and white, and let's see how that turns out. Now, what I'm curious about is, typically I like to use a slow shutter speed so I can create a milky effect with the water, where it's nice and smooth, without having the necessary filters and the tripod. It means that I'm going to have to slow down my shutter speed, but I don't know how that's going to work out, because that may create more light coming in, and it may create the image to have more noise to it. So I may have to experiment a little bit, but it looks like this could be a lot of fun. So I'm going to have at it, and let's hope the images turn out good. If they do, here they are. I worked my way upstream, climbed a slight little hill there, and what a beautiful little stream. I've taken quite a few images, and I'm really hoping it comes out pretty well. And like I mentioned, you know, I'm using a different approach to the images, and with no filter, no tripod or anything like that. So I'm just completely relying on what I have learned over the years of how to use the settings in the camera, manipulating my ISO and my shutter speed and aperture. Typically I shoot in manual mode, where that allows me to have complete control over the camera. What I want, how I want it, when I want it, exactly. Pretty specific. But in this case I'm shooting in shutter speed. And with the Canon camera, it's called TV, like the letters T and V, which I don't understand why they use that setup, but that's what they use. So anyway, I'm really enjoying my time using the setting for monochrome. Just looking at the playback of some of the images, it looks like it's pretty good, but I won't know really for sure until I get home and look at it on the computer. And really dial in to see how focused they are or aren't. But I suspect for the most part the images have come out pretty decent, and so I'm looking forward to that. You know, a little bit ago I mentioned the idea of being motivated and inspired, and I have recognized that for some people it's easier than others to be inspired or motivated. Me, myself, I have to look for something to inspire me or to motivate me, but that initial step to go in that direction, sometimes it can be taxing, but once I get into it, once I get out into the field, or once I do a little research on a specific subject or something, I get my mind wrapped around it, and then my attitude changes, and I begin to become a little bit more enthusiastic or excited about my endeavor. So in this case, I did struggle trying to get out this morning, but I knew it was going to be a beautiful day, and I knew that the weather was going to warm up some. It's still a little bit cool. When I left the house this morning, it was about 43 degrees, which is warmer than what it's been in the past few days. A few days ago, it was 70 degrees. It dropped down to 30-something the other day, and now we're back up to 43. And I'm told over the weekend it's supposed to drop down into the teens. So I don't know. This seems like weather that you would experience in Scotland. But nonetheless, all that being said is that with all those adversities that I feel is coming against me, sometimes it takes a little toll. But once I get my head wrapped around my concept of what I want to do, I just got to take that step. That's all I got to do, is just take that 1 or 2 steps, and then I begin to get my attitude changed, and I begin to feel motivated. So if anything with this video today, I hope it's a takeaway with the idea of shooting in monochrome, trying something completely different to keep the creative juices flowing, but also staying motivated and inspired, looking how to get motivated and inspired, whatever it is. And so until then, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the images, and we'll see you next time.